From has always had a storybook feel. Ethan's vivid imagination and rigid adherence to the rules of stories have long been the guiding framework with which the Matthews family understands the township. Though they've recently made a reappearance, his favorite books and stories have been a key element of the show's world since the very beginning. In fact, the Matthews family's very first scene bore an eerie resemblance to what from season 4 has become. In the pilot episode, Julie told Ethan a story featuring Norman, one of Ethan's beloved characters. In the story, Norman was killed by a monster whose claws went too deep. Ethan insisted that the fairies are coming from the Lake of Tears to make him better, but Julie explained that Norman's dead, and when you're dead you're gone. Norman's fate in the story is a note-for-note description of what happened to Jim in the From Season 3 finale, while the questions of the Lake of Tears and struggles with the permanence of death have driven the events of From Season 4. As these ideas became a reality for the Matthews, they, along with other characters, have continued to use storybook language to understand them. Julie has developed the ability to time travel, but instead refers to it as story walking. Ethan helped her understand this by describing it as visiting other chapters of the story, but the ability comes with the caveat that you can't change a story that's already been told. Additionally, From Season 4 has placed heavy significance on what is going on in its characters' minds, explaining that their thoughts can have tangible consequences. This suggests that the story Julie told Ethan in the pilot episode didn't merely foreshadow Jim's fate. It spoke it into existence. From's characters have control over the town's reality. From has long sparked fan theories that the townspeople have manifested many elements of the town. The township conveniently, and against the rules of logic, has everything the townsfolk need for basic survival: food, shelter, and electricity. Boyd, in his relentless pursuit to make the township a true community, just happened to find the talismans that allowed them to emerge from hiding. Season 4 has all but confirmed this theory. In Episode 3, Jade discovered hallucinogenic mushrooms in the forest practically immediately after voicing a desire to take some. Things like the talismans and electricity could perhaps be nothing more than helpful mechanics built into the town, but the specificity and timing of this discovery feel too improbable to be a mere coincidence. Then, in Episode 5, the group gathering crops at the settlement was attacked by giant killer dolls. The experience activated one of Tabitha's memories from a previous cycle in the township, revealing that the townspeople's nightmares come to life in the forest when they die. Intentionally or not, From's characters have created both their greatest tools and greatest obstacles with their minds alone. From is a story that is written by its characters as it goes along. This ability to influence their surroundings has massive implications in From's world. From Julie reminding Ethan that all we have in this place is what we believe. So we have to believe good things, to Fatima building a golem because it makes me feel less afraid. It's the only way I know to fight back. Season 4 has repeatedly emphasized the importance of hope, belief, and positive thinking. This is because, if they have the right mindset, the townspeople have all the power in the township. They are characters in its ever-repeating story, but they can also change its ending. Sophia's subtle attempts to dismantle their hope have been an effort to prevent the townspeople from learning their true agency. Though they have more power than they realize, each of the townspeople also has a somewhat immovable role to play in the township's larger story. In fact, the townspeople's dual role as both characters and writers of this story is what forces Sophia to be reactive and somewhat hands-off. Like Julie can't change a story that's already been told, the man in yellow also can't directly prevent one of the story's characters from playing their part. This is why he didn't kill Jim until after Jim had helped Tabitha and Jade with the bottle tree. For the cycle to end the way the man in yellow wants it to, with the death of the entire town, he can only attempt to influence them to tear each other apart, not do it himself. The townspeople all have a predestined role to play, but how they choose to play them is up to them, and can change the way their story ends. From is a reminder to focus on the present. Season 4, Episode 6, The Heart is a Lonely Hunter, demonstrated this more clearly than ever before. In the wake of Donna's unexpected heart attack, Boyd did a great deal of positive manifesting, adopting an attitude that arguably completely changed the episode's sequence of events. Donna was unconscious, with Christy uncertain when, or if, she would ever wake up. Yet when Boyd was alone with her and commanded her to wake up, she did. Fueled with adrenaline and a refusal to accept defeat, Boyd then marched into the colony house basement, took a hammer to the wall, and unearthed the door that Jade claimed to have seen on his mushroom trip. When Boyd and Jade first checked the basement, there was no door to be found, but at that point, Boyd was preoccupied with the potential risks of Jade's plan several steps down the line. Like Jade's encountering of the mushrooms, the door feels less like a discovery of Boyd's, but rather something that he willed into existence when he was ready to act on it. From has established that Julie's attempts to change the past will be futile, while being preoccupied with the future will prevent the very action in the present that will influence that future. As the show's theme song reminds us, the future's not ours to see. The only part of the story that From's townspeople, or any of us, have access to is the chapter in the here and now. Regardless of how the story started, this chapter could very well change how it ends.